Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be making this beautiful pop-up butterfly card. It's just a single butterfly that pops up on its own in the centre of a card. Really easy to do, gives lots of dimension, that lovely wow factor that we all like when we open a card. With this one I've left some area here that I can write a message and put some butterflies on this side. This is an A2 in size. People have been asking me to make A2 sizes. I've also done it in an A6. So this is A2, which is half of a US letter, and this is half of an A4 folded in half. So you can see I've also got a pink one going on. So I've put the butterflies either side there. So they will go in any size card. So that would be fine inside of an A5 card or a 7x5 card, you know, absolutely fine to fit inside of all cards. Just one big giant butterfly. Now you can use big butterflies that you've got in your stash. I'll show you how to use those at the end of the video. This is a free download available on Ko-fi, my Ko-fi shop. I'll put a link in the description. I've given you a blue one and I've given you a white one. Now with mine the tabs are already in. It's just a couple of cutting out and a couple of scores and it goes in the card. Absolutely easy, so you can get that free from my Ko-fi shop. The other thing, I have printed it in two as well, because look, with this one it's going to print on A4, which is this, or 8.5 by 11. You can see there's a difference in width and a difference in length of these two cards. So just put your printer to actual size and use the size of card that you're putting in there. So if you're putting in a US letter, choose US letter, print it actual. If you're doing it on A4, choose A4, do it actual. And you can see this was cut out on, I'm just grabbing something, this was cut out on the US, and you can see it's exactly the same size if you do it that way on the A4. So that's all you've got to do with those. I've given you a plain one so that you can colour it in if you want to. And the other thing that I have got for you today is this is basically the card. So if you want to just chop this in half, score down the middle there, that's your card blank. And then cut out your butterfly, that's your insert, and there's your butterflies. Now I've done this in US sizes because you're going to have to print it actual size. So I've done it in actual US form. So we've got three colours of US. We've got grey, pink and blue. And then I've also done it in the A4. And these are available also in my Ko-fi shop. Not sure if I'm going to put it on Etsy. If I do, I'll put a link in the description. Etsy do have a lot of fees, and yeah, we won't go there. So I do sell things on Etsy, but I prefer to sell it in my Ko-fi shop. There'll probably be £1.99 in Ko-fi, maybe £2.49 in Etsy. So you just get three colours and you can just make a card. In fact, I'll show you how easy it is to do when we make this pop-up. I'll use one. So what I'll do is just I'll just grab the blue one, grab the clips on the top, and I've got a blue butterfly cut out, so it saves all that, doesn't it? So it's going to be nice and quick. So just get a trimmer. So this is what you would do if you do buy the cards, which are A2 and A6. Obviously A2 is for US and A6 is half of an A4. So half of a US letter is 5.5. So you're just going to cut it down like that. So you've just chopped that up, and then grab my scoreboard and just score it in half. So it's 8.5, so you're going to score it 4.25, and there's your card blank. So the printout gives you everything you need to make this card. Very easy. So like I say, three colours, blue, pink, grey for you to colour in or leave as monotone. Then you can add your own message. I haven't put a message on that one. Thought just for you was quite generic. And then we've got the butterfly here. So I've already cut one out, as you know. So we've got that cut out. And then these little ones. Now this is printed on the card. I've put a shadow on there, so it's quite dimensional. Now you may have noticed on my A4 that I chopped in half, I put another butterfly layer over the top. I just glued the centre. But to be honest, I don't think you really need it. It's just adding bulk to postage, isn't it? So pop them inside, I'd say, or even on the back or on the envelope, it would be nice, wouldn't it? So I'm not going to cut out these little butterflies. I can give you a quick tip on what to do when you do cut them out. Always get big scissors, and I do link paper, scissors, etc. in my description now for those of you that are interested in what I use. I love these scissors, amazing. So they're big, and then these I'll go in and cut. Now just the tip for the antenna, this is tiny as you can see. There's the nips ends of my scissors. So what you would do is just go around, cut out the wing part like that, go up the body. I don't want to say the wrong thing, and then just snip to the head, and then go up the side of the antenna, and then go across. Don't cut these out, just go across. This is a tip, you can fast forward this bit, and then go down. Now I'm not going to do it very well because I can't see. I need my magnifying. I do have an eye condition, so I'm not very good at cutting out without aid. So we're just going to cut around there. So you'd cut around the whole butterfly, and this is just the bit that is very delicate. Now you can see that if I leave that intact and go around the outside, they're not all fiddly and you're not likely to cut them off. And then go back in at the end and just don't worry about the shape of it, and just go along. Oh, I've got cramp in my finger then. Who gets cramp in their finger? There. So you just chop them off. Now if you're seeing white, that's twisted. But if you're seeing white, just colour it with a black pen, and then you've got your antenna. So that's just a little tip, because if they're all flimsy like that and you're cutting around here, it'd be quite easy to catch it and pull off the antenna. There's no butterflies harmed in this video. It was just a paper butterfly. So all we need to do, so there's our card plan. This is so easy, and I'm quite happy for you to make and sell these cards as well, any way you like. But do not sell the printouts, please. Just the cards that you're making. What have I done on my scoreboard? I had it here 30 seconds ago. Right, so all we need to do now, you can do this with a ruler, and what I mean by that is you can just grab a steel ruler and fold up. You see this line? Let me show you. There is a very fine line going down there. Okay, now we need to fold that line backwards. So you can put a ruler up against it like this. I'm going to do it in the air, so bear with, and then just fold against the ruler like that, so you'll get a score. See, you've got your score. Alternatively, I always use a permanent marker, like a fine liner, on my scoreboards, just to aid me scoring, and just score down there, and then again on the other side. Lots of people use ink that's run out pens, if that makes sense. Ball tools, you know, fine tools, things like that. So you can always get around it. And then we need to score down the middle of the butterfly. Now, I'm not measuring specifically brilliantly. I'm just going to line it up so that it's roughly down the middle. I think I finished my scoreboard. So let's move it and let's zoom in a little bit as well. Just bear with me. Right. So all you need to do now is fold that butterfly in half, so you can squash the wings. Sounds so evil. Just hold the wings together so that they're not like that. It's not that important, to be honest, because this centre crease is what's going to make it work. So it really is just literally that centre crease down the abdomen. Now you need to reinforce that crease like that. And then we're going to fold these back. So we're going to fold those back and reinforce that as well, like this. And this one. Now I've drawn a butterfly that works with these tabs. This is it. Okay, now when I show you later on how you do it with any butterfly, you'll realise that this is a better option. But you can still do it, so I will show you how to do it at the end. So we're just, and to be honest, the end is very soon. This is not a difficult card to make at all. And you just go around like that. You're just taking out those little bits that were not part of the butterfly. They were part of this tab. So you can see there's a hole in my tab. Dear Sarah, got a hole in my tab. So there we go. That's it. That's going in the card. Job's done. I'll show you how to pop it into the card. Not that one. Got one in it. This one, this is the one we just folded. So, open up your card, fold your butterfly in half. Now this is, hopefully you can see this, this is the centre crease here. Now make sure that you don't put your butterfly in the centre crease, because when you open it, it'll be flat. It won't pop up. So angle it away at the top more. Okay, so we've got the butterfly edge is there and the crease of the card is there. So make like an angle away from the card. If you do it too high, I'll try and show you what happens if you do it too far away. So if it's too far away, I'll try and grab this. When you open the card, it will be very, very upright. So they would have to open the card fully in order to see where the butterfly is. If you do it too flat, it'll be flat in the card, and you'll need to come down because you don't want it to hang on, let's pop it in view. You don't want it to overhang any edges. So just put it in your card where you want it to be, roughly whereabouts the angle is you want it to be when it's open, or just judge it by just doing an angle. Okay, you'll get used to it, but just do an angle and then add some glue to the tabs. It's not, you know, 100% has to be in a certain place, which is really good, and it's very easy to put in. Now always smear down your glue. Okay, so smear down your glue and only do one side at a time. It's important that you just follow these simple instructions. So we've got our V, so our butterfly is at an angle. Luckily you can see the black on the other side of the silhouette. So this fold is at an angle to this score line, and this is flat and looking at us with the glue, and close the card. Okay, rub that glue down, let that glue take, turn the card right over to the other side and open up. It is not attached. So pop some glue onto this side now. The other side's attached, it's just this side we're working on. So pop some glue onto that tab, and again make sure, use my little baby finger smearing tool, as you all know, my little glue tool, pop it down and close the card, and just hold that glue, let that glue take. This is a very, very quick drying glue. It's Pinflair, the link's in my description. And then when you just make sure it has taken, and then when you open it up, it's going to pop up nicely. So you've got lots of dimension off the card. It's not laying flat in the card, and it's not too upright that you can't see it, because you're going to open it exaggerated. When someone holds a card, they're going to hold it a little bit further back probably and open it up. So you want to be able to see the front of the butterfly. So you don't want it too upright like that, or they'll just see the back of the butterfly. So, you know, just play around with it. You can hold it in place like I did, but that is it. There's your butterfly. You just add your little bits that come on the sheet if you're buying the card as a kit, or like I say, you've got the free download, so have a go with that and play with it and then come back to it. Now I'm going to show you how to do a butterfly in any card, any shape. So yeah, I know this is my butterfly, but we're going to change the shape of it. So I'm just going to cut off all of that, make it a rounded butterfly, come up here, and do it really quick and not very well. It doesn't matter, it's just to show you roughly. Any die that you've got could be a different shape, so just follow that line more so than the one I've got. I'm going to chop off his head. I hope you don't mind, but you don't want to see me cutting out a butterfly, I'm sure you can manage that. So just come around here. Obviously you'd cut it symmetrical, dies are symmetrical generally. To be honest, it doesn't matter if it isn't, it just might make it a little bit more tricky when you're adding the strap that we're going to make in a minute. So there's a butterfly. Again, you fold it in half. I'm just going to squash it in half. It's not changing it and making it any worse than what it would be. So there's your butterfly, okay? Slightly different shape. It's not got the tabs on anymore that I worked out where they need to go, etc, etc. So fold your piece of card in half, so you need a piece of separate card, so you're going to have extra bulk because it's not built into the butterfly. So you're going to wrap this around to see roughly where that butterfly sits, because you don't want to be working with too big a piece of card. So we'll go like that, and we'll come in, that's the top about there. So there's a piece of card folded in half. Okay, now what you need to do is from this point you need to angle up like that. So you've got to angle it away. It doesn't matter what the angle is, it just has to be going off from that centre line. It has to be an angle or it won't work. Okay, now that can be your tabs. So we can cut that down like this, and cut the centre and cut that way. We will cut these down. That's just showing you roughly what it's going to be like. So those tabs go around the back, just like the little ones do on the bottom of my butterfly, but you can't see the tabs with mine when it's in the card, whereas with this one it's going to be quite difficult not to. So obviously you're going to have to either have your butterfly like that and see a lot of white around here, or you can lift it up and make a feature out of the bottom and glue it on, etc., to the centre, and it would do exactly the same as what my butterfly did. The other thing you can do is if I turn it around the other way, so we work over the top of it like this, you can see that's the tab, so we're not touching the tabs, and we can't have the butterfly overhanging the tabs either, so it's got to go up high like that. We're going to glue this bit to it, and then we can get a pencil and draw around your butterfly like that, and you can come to that section as well. You can take that away, so you could go like that, and you can come down here and go. You're going to have a bit on there or there'll be no tab left, so we can go like that. So we've got the roughness shape of our butterfly, so we can go in, chop that off. We could take this tab up here, go around like so. It's going to be a really weird shape. Up there, down there. I'm doing it really rough, but it's just to show you that you can do it. It's just a bit bulkier because you've got this extra layer of card and the butterfly's more balancing on this card. So now you can turn that back around and see where you cut it, you're only going to have this bit showing. Okay, so we can pop some glue onto that and glue the butterfly onto there. So you can do this with any of your butterflies in your collection. You want quite a large butterfly though. Normally I would rub that down, but just for time, I'm just going to pop that in so we can't see the middle section like that. And then I'll put it into a card, show that it does the same thing. Got a lot of glue on there. So this is a 7x5 card, but that's okay. Probably show up better as well. So fold that in half, and you can see you've got that extra piece of card now across the back there as well, which you're going to see, and it's going to add 2 layers. These tabs are important, they're what's going to hold it together. Again, we've got our centre line here, and we've got that shape going off there like that. We've got that V coming in like that. We're going to put some glue onto this tab like so. I will squidge it down because it won't work if I don't. Pop that about there. Hopefully it won't take too long to take. More on the other side, open up the back. Do exactly the same as what we did with my one. Rub it down. It's a cute angle V-fold pop-up, if anyone out there wants to know. And then you can see it still works. It's glued, just make sure it's glued. It still works absolutely fine, as rough as it is. And you can see there that you've got your extra bulk on the back of there. You've got some extra cardstock there, but it will work. So you can do it that way. Fine to do it that way. You don't need to measure. It's literally fold it in half, get the angle folded up. That's the most important bit, and then work out where your butterfly is going to sit within it. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.